Valerie Denise Jones.
All right. She is going for it today. Show number 2, Impromptu. This is a big exclusive special edition. I hope you guys are ready. We got a lot of information to share with you. I got a lot of clips to play, and we're going to break these clips down, get sort of a legal analysis. Yeah, we got some people who are definitely on the front of this information. They're going to share that with you. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of jump into this because this is a very, very short show. Very short show. So before we get started, I need to remind you to please make sure that your background noise is at a minimum. 929-477-1167 is the number that you should be sharing with everybody, anybody who will listen. Yes. And even if they miss it, we will send out the links. We want to make sure that we share these links with everybody after the show. Yes. Thank you so much for all the people who have joined in. I didn't invite that many people, so I want to keep it small and intimate so we can get around the board and get all the information that we need as it relates to this case, because I tell you, I am exhausted, totally exhausted as it relates to this thing, because I sort of kind of feel like I've been played, but then I'm kind of happy, and then I feel, so my emotions is like a real nasty ebb and flow. All right, guys, so let's just jump into it and get started. When we come back, we're going to open up the mics and let the 2 officers and everybody else who's on board just chime in. We're going to do the best we can with the information that I loaded, and hopefully they will come with even more of behind-the-scenes stories. So let's get started. Here we go. I'm going to start, number 1, with the actual case. All right? We'll talk after this audio break.
Now we're also following breaking news out of the United States. Prosecutors are dropping all charges against Empire actor Jussie Smollett. He was accused of staging a racist and homophobic attack against himself. Smollett was also indicted earlier this month on 16 felony counts of disorderly conduct for allegedly filing a false police report. So Laura McQuillan is here with more on the twist now in this drama. What can you tell us, Laura?
See, this is all coming out of a court hearing in Chicago this morning, and we're just hearing from prosecutors who've put out a statement about their decision to drop all of those charges. They say after reviewing all the facts and circumstances of the case, including Smollett's volunteer service in the community and his agreement to forfeit a $10,000 bond to the city of Chicago, they believe the outcome, dropping those charges, is a just disposition and appropriate resolution to this case. So essentially saying they've taken a look at the evidence, they've taken a look at Smollett's background and his agreement to pay that bond regardless, and they're dropping the case. This is being painted as a vindication on Smollett's part. We've heard from his lawyers as well. They issued a statement. We're hoping to hear them and him speak in court just now. You can see Smollett there right by the microphone. So this is all still unfolding, just taking place this morning.
And you know what, Laura? I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to Chicago and listen in to what they're saying.
We are very anxious for Jussie to get on with his career and his life and to move forward. Any questions? There is no deferred prosecution. The motion was to nollie pros, which is a legal technical term for dismiss the charges.
Why did he give up bond money?
Jussie voluntarily agreed to the forfeiture of the bond money.
So is this
we believe to the city of Chicago, but we don't know.
So is this a deal or not a deal if he's giving up his bond?
There is no deal. The state dismissed the charges. There's nothing.
Part of the agreement? What do you have to say to the police department? Yeah, I can hear you.
We have nothing to say to the police department except to investigate charges and not try their cases in the press, but to allow matters to be investigated, allow the state to investigate and to bring charges, and not to jump ahead and utilize the press to convict people before they are tried in a court of law.
Are you going to seek legal recourse for the city? Are you going to seek legal recourse for the city or the two brothers?
Gosh, I was just into that and totally did not hear that the clip had ended, but let's just jump right into this. Like I said, I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time, so Yes. I am just going to open up the mics of all parties that I invited today, starting with 832-969. Welcome. Give us your name real quick so I can continue going down the line and opening up.
Darnell Whitaker.
Hey, how are you, Darnell
Hey,
Whitaker?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, 818-613, 818-613, you live? All right, 818-613, you're live. Are you there? All right, 254-723, 254-723, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. Stan Mason, retired police officer.
Thank you. 858-322, your mic is open.
Oh, yeah, I'm right here. Ali, San Diego, by way of L.A.
Hey, all right. So let's get started. We're waiting on Cassandra McDonald. That's the other person that I invited. Also the judge. I invited the judge too. Hey, Philo. Hey, so you're with us. Great. So let's get started. Number one, I don't know if people are familiar. Is there anybody who feels comfortable running this down, telling everybody what happened without talking about what we just heard? Can we just give someone a backstory? Is anybody well-versed enough to share with us what transpired? Got it. All right.
From Chicago, okay. Well, the history of the case?
Yes, please.
On the coldest night in Chicago, Jussie Smollett said that he was assaulted by two white men wearing MAGA hats, masks, and they poured bleach on him and put a noose around his neck while he was coming out of the subway. When the police came to his apartment an hour later, he still had the noose around his neck, still had his Subway sandwich, and he told them what happened. So a big investigation was done by the Chicago Police Department, which had between 10 to 12 detectives doing it. Upon their investigation, using videotapes from stores, cameras, and apps and hidden cell phone towers, they found the two suspects, which were the African brothers who had known Smollett. The police arrested them and then got their stories in which they said they staged the attack with Smollett, and they pulled video evidence from the beauty supply store, which showed them buying the red hats, the laundry rope, and things like that. Now, after this, the police gave a warning to Jussie that if it was a false statement, that he would be arrested. Well, Jussie got on television and went on a concert and said that he was attacked. So when the police came up with the evidence and went to grand jury, Jussie was found guilty of, they called it disorderly conduct and filing a false police report. Then after he went to his bond hearing, he posted $10,000 cash. They went back to the grand jury, which was a secret hearing, and they charged him with 16 more felony accounts of disorderly conduct. But he never had to post bond for that, which leads us to now. So now we can start.
Yes, we can definitely start. I see Cassandra is in the building, so I'm going to go on and open up her mic. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And again, I doubt there's anybody on the planet who doesn't know this story. But just in case. Cassandra, are you there? We got some feedback noise. Is that you, Cassandra? Uh-oh, we got a baby crying.
I got a baby.
Yes, Cassandra, is that... I'm going to mute the mic because I'm not sure. Maybe she's not ready. Let's just go on and get started because there was quite a bit that I did not understand. And let's start with that legal term. Do you guys remember the legal term that she used? I attempted to write it down, but I didn't. Spell that, please.
Nollepros.
Okay, gotcha. All right. And what does that mean?
It means to dismiss. The state can say motion state nollie pros with grounds to reinstate or motion state nollie proc period. It means to dismiss.
Okay, got it. All right, so I'm gonna.
It's used a lot here during traffic cases where somebody can have a red light, have an accident, and they give them 20 other tickets. They'll nollie proc a lot of the smaller tickets. It's used in big cases where there's misdemeanors and there's a major felony where they'll throw that out there, nollie proc. So that's what it is.
Okay. Thank you again for that. So I'm going to fall back just a little bit and allow you guys to talk because I'm really exhausted as it relates to this because I just, in a sense, I almost feel played. And I don't know why I feel that way, but I just feel like all of this was just too scripted, and it played out the way that it was. And then his attitude now and the arrogance of the attorney, you guys heard her voice. She was a little tad bit cocky, and she sounded just as frustrated as I am. So I'll just let you guys just jump in and tell us what's going on.
Well, you know, Val, when I heard it, I wasn't shocked by it. I'm pissed by it, and I'm pissed because there were a lot of good officers that did a lot of hard leg work in that cold up there in Chicago. There are a lot of detectives that put a lot of other cases on the sidelines of low-income and middle-class citizens because this was high profile. And I know everybody likes to think that all cases are treated equal. That's BS. When these high-profile cases come in, the mandate comes down, we got to get a resolution here. The media's on my back. The chief needs to make a statement, whatever the case may be. And a lot of people in the city of Chicago got put on hold for this case. Now, the detectives, the officers do the legwork. The detectives follow up. The detectives thought it was good enough to get a warrant. Okay, they get a warrant for his arrest. This same district attorney's office that dismissed everything, they're the ones who decided, let's give him 16 more cases. And that's where a lot of people need to know the system. It's not the officers that said, well, let's charge him 16 more times. Officers don't charge anybody. They arrest you on an offense. It goes to the district attorney. The district attorney may look at it and go, no, we have a lesser offense here. Or they may say we have 2 or 3 offenses here. That is their discretion. It was the district attorney's office, the same district attorney's office that dismissed all the counts, were the ones who said let's put the counts on him. Now, anytime, and this is a key to people, before you bash the police or the officers, understand, once we submit the case to the district attorney, we're through with it. Whether it's prosecuted or not, that's your district attorney that you all vote for. And if you're not happy with it, you need to vote better. But that's where that case went. Now,
she just got voted in. Kim Foxx just got voted in.
Right. The decision to drop that case and all 16 charges, it pissed off the mayor and it pissed off the police chief. And the reason you ever see a mayor and the police chief, both usually they're at odds, or the chief will be quiet because he has to listen to the mayor. But when you see both of them ticked off, that tells you that these officers did their jobs the right way, and it had nothing to do with color. They did their jobs. And personally, I look at it, it's a slap in the face of anybody who takes this, and I don't know Jussie Smollett, I don't watch Empire, it doesn't matter to me. But anybody who looks at this and says, we won, what did we win? I would love to see people come out with the same anger and outrage and impunity that they would if it was a white guy who got acquitted. We'd be ready to burn down a town. But we have to stop getting in this mentality where, well, because he's black and he's a celebrity, we'll make a pass. We won. We didn't win anything. Nobody delivered a card to any of our houses. We didn't win a trip anywhere. That his statement and his actions embarrassed black people worldwide, not just in the United States, but worldwide, who have righteously been assaulted. It also embarrassed gay people, the LGBTQ community, who have been victims of attacks, who knows how their claims will be handled. And then I've never, in my 25 years on the job, I have never seen anybody post a bond which the bond means I will show up at trial. That's what a bond stands for. I will be there at trial. Who in the world ever says, and keep the $10,000? Now, that
was the key. That was the answer right there.
Damn right.
Yeah, explain that because that's where I got lost.
When you
right there,
you post your bond saying you'll come to court. So you come to court. You can get convicted, and your bond can be returned to whoever posted it, the attorney, or the person. They don't keep your bond. That's all your bond is there for. The only time they forfeit your bond, that the court will take your bond, is if they have a finding that the money posted for the bond was illegal. That's it, through access forfeitures. But the money's returned. So when they said that he forfeited his bond, that was the key. Now, later on, a spokesman for the state's attorney's office spoke about it, and they explained why they did it. It was a backroom deal. And the deal was we take your bond, we drop the charges. Because all he was going to get, if he was found guilty and convicted, all he was going to get was probation, a fine, and community service.
Salute.
That's all.
On 16 felonies.
On
You're
16, right. I mean, disorderly conduct. I mean, the first time you get caught selling a certain amount of drugs, you get probation in drug school. So all they could do was through this big case, which the media built up to be this big case, and by him saying that it was white people, Trump supporters, and all Trump supporters are up in arms, and it's a felony. Everybody thinks felony, thinks absolute jail time. No, it's not. All he was going to get was probation. So to save face, save time, Jussie, look, this is what you got. You're going to be found guilty because there was evidence the Chicago police had presented to the state's attorney that was not made public. So they presented his side with it, and they said, we'll keep your $10,000, you walk. That's it. Because by him being a celebrity on probation, he would have had felony and probation, which means he didn't have to report. He had to call in, hey, this is Jussie. I'm doing good. I'm in L.A. Talk to y'all next month. Bye.
But, Darnell, one of the things that this does call to question is that we typically blame police for a lot of these things. And when I say police, I'm not talking about detectives and administrators. I'm talking about street officers. They catch hell behind these closed-door shady deals. And I want, if there's anybody in the city of Chicago, if you're listening to this show, your outrage ought to go straight downtown to that district attorney that you are elected. She didn't walk in there. She didn't put a gun to anybody's head and assume that office. See, when we're not educated and we don't vote for substance, when we vote for people who got elected.
That's how.
Right,
but because y'all saying she got elected because.
But we vote for people who look like us. Everybody your color.
Wait. She got elected because the past state's attorney, Anita Alvarez, was helping the police department and the mayor cover up the police shooting. Was helping cover up the illegal acts
But my
of the
point
police.
She wasn't right. But she wasn't the only one that ran for that office.
Right.
No. And my point is when we're hold on.
She was listen. She was the only one
when
that
we're not
ran as a
educated
Democrat.
voters.
Right.
But my point is,
she was the only one
when we're
that
not
ran.
educated voters. She's the only one that ran because Chicago has been corrupt since God knows when.
It's straight party machine. She was just the face of the machine. Now everybody that knew her said because who she was affiliated with, they said she's not this, she's not that. Now when it came down, when this case first came, she came out and she said, she had to recuse herself. And I was like, why would she have to recuse herself? You're the head state's attorney. You just monitor certain things. You don't know every case that goes before you. In your weekly staff meetings, each of your divisions comes between you and you do this. You do not know the name of every defendant going on in this city. Now, you got this high-profile case. You're like, what is it? Okay, this is what it is. Now, I'm going to look at this and be like, okay, it's garbage. Let's just make sure we handle this correctly. Now, she recused herself from it. because they said she got a phone call from a former aide of Michelle Obama that asked to drop the case.
Exactly.
Now.
Exactly.
So now this makes sense.
Asked that the FBI investigate the case, and if not, it should be dropped.
Right.
Yeah.
So now
they
were still.
But my point is this. In a nutshell, I'll just say this. And this is what gets me. I'm about what's fair, not about what's black, not what's about socially acceptable. But in saying that, I'm going to say this. What do you think would be happening in Chicago tonight had the script been turned and it been a white person that claimed black people did something? We'd be looking at the buildings on fire probably right now. And that's the thing. There should be, and of course this is premature, but I want to see the outrage. There are brothers in jail across this country for wrongful prosecution, wrongful stops, unlawful searches. Some of them are dead and in the ground behind police misconduct, and the officers have gotten off, the system has gotten off, and nobody, they don't want to hear the screams of the people who protest. But then when something like this happens, people say, well, he's a star, and he's a celebrity, he's empire. Jussie don't pay no bills at my house. Because I have the memories of too many brothers I've seen go to jail, some of it their fault, some of it not, for 20, 25, 30 years. These brothers, some of them will be in jail when I'm dead and gone from this earth. If you're going to have justice, let it be just, and not just J-U-S-T, us, U-S. And that means poor people, Hispanic, Asian, I don't care. This system is set up to crucify poor people and middle-class people struggling to keep their heads above water by a bunch of privileged folks, black and white, who get elected into government and posture and sit up and pontificate, and then you got a bunch of corrupt judges who are elderly and senile and old or disconnected from the problems in the neighborhoods that will throw the middle class and the poor in jail in order to feed the corporate jail system that they're all making money off of in the stock market and who gets contracts, and poor people are suffering for it. And nobody wants to talk for them. I don't know Jussie personally, but I'm speaking right now for the officers that busted their ass out there in that cold investigating that case, and the detectives that followed it up, and the victims of countless families in Chicago whose cases went on hold because all the resources went into Jussie. I have never in my life seen 17 felonies dismissed on anyone, and I don't want to hear anybody ever talk about Donald Trump and why isn't he in jail? You ought to worry about Jussie. Donald Trump doesn't like black people. That's my opinion, and I see that. Jussie to do that, that's a betrayal that we all carry on our shoulders. Every time we stand up for a righteous cause, we have now got to have, well, what about his accusation?
Well, see, the counter that, when they put those additional 16 charges on Jussie, we are about a couple of months past the sentence of Officer Van Dyke, who shot Laquan McDonald. There was an additional 17 charges for each bullet that he fired, and the judge threw those out during sentencing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now you're going to add another 16 counts for somebody for each lie they told in a false police report, but you're going to send that to the grand jury. But you didn't do the same thing with Officer Van Dyke. So that's what everybody's kind of mad about. So now,
but did the officer go to trial?
He went to trial. He went to trial.
And found guilty.
The judge found guilty, and he got 3 years. But
okay, but let me ask this:
those cases.
What happened? But what happened to the bond the officer posted? Where did that go? According to the way the system works, did the bond not go back to the person?
He didn't. Oh no, he didn't. He didn't post bond.
He didn't have to post the bond.
Dan, your volume is a little low. Please speak up so we can make sure we hear you.
He didn't have to post the bond.
No, his bond was posted by by the Fraternal Order of Police.
Okay, so the Fraternal Order of
Police
Police
was probably
posted his
released.
bond. Right. So exactly. My point is this: when he was found guilty, he went to trial, like you explained earlier. He was found guilty. That bond went back to the Fraternal Order of Police, who in effect
it went to whoever.
didn't miss anything. Why didn't the Fraternal Order of Police say, we'll forfeit it, y'all just keep the change?
No, because that was the deal. That was the deal.
You're right.
Since you gonna pay for, because we all know that even if he was found guilty on these 16 counts plus that of disorderly conduct, they was going to find him guilty on one, throw out the rest, and make him run concurrent.
Right.
And they was just going to say, okay, so here's what you got: 18 months probation and a $500 fine.
And I guess my only issue with it. Right,
So,
but my only
listen,
issue with it, I know people. I'm sorry, Val, go ahead.